Sportsmanship, leadership, inspire, determination, excitement. Welcome to the Slide Podcast. Your hosts, Jen and Aaron, are on deck and ready to introduce the current stars of Little League Baseball. So grab your favorite sports drink, fasten your chin strap, and get ready to go inside the chalk lines of our Little League fields. Here are your hosts, Coach Jen and Coach Aaron.
All right, we're back on the Slide Podcast, and tonight we're recording with a couple different guests. So we are joined with all of our team currently right now. So Coach Jen is here with us. Jen, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm very good.
Awesome. And Mr. Bryson Mitchell, how are you doing, sir?
Good.
So you're like this mysterious guy that like we put on TV when, we had our little TV debut, and then like we sort of just disappeared there for a little bit. So I wanted to give you a few minutes, man, to tell all of our listeners a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, so I'm a senior at the University of South Carolina. I work with the baseball team there. Grew up my whole life playing baseball. Started at the age of 3 in T-ball. Went all the way through high school and at Bowling Springs, and just baseball has been my whole life. And then me and you got connected, and It was kind of one of those things where it was like, well, it's a perfect idea. I love giving back in any way I can, and it felt like it was a way for me to kind of help you sports out a little bit.
Very well put.
Yeah, that was actually better than I've ever done.
That was really nice.
That was. As Jen takes a big bite of the burger. So
oh, come on.
It's okay. Hey, tonight we didn't write a script for the intro, so we're just doing this thing free-handed. So Bryson, man, I'm glad you're here with us. Obviously, as we continue to grow, and we've got big plans to grow this into a youth sports network, and not just talk about baseball, but softball, and of course, youth football, and all the other sports to come. But dude, I think you're a senior?
Senior, yeah.
Senior, yeah. And you're majoring in marketing, right?
Yeah, marketing and management, and then doing the baseball stuff. It's just like, it's bringing the two worlds together at one, so it couldn't be any better. Yeah,
you got it made, man. You're living the dream. just talking to Bryson and, working with the college baseball team, man, there's some cool perks and stuff that come along with it. So enjoy it before the real world hits. So
I'm trying to.
Sure, yeah.
And we're also joined with Ryver Gray. How are you doing, Ryver?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you, Ryver?
7.
I thought you were 7, but I was just going to let you do that. So, Ryver, you may have seen Ryver before on our social media. So, we ran our umpire contest around umpire appreciation earlier in the year. And Ryver and his sister was 2 of our winners, actually. And so, I got the opportunity. Ryver lives local to us. And so, I got the opportunity to go over and take them their hitting stance mat. And we all got to throw for a little bit. And now Ryver's on my baseball team. So,
awesome.
Super excited to have Ryver here with us, dude. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Awesome. And just shortly, we're going to have 2 other, a little bit older baseball players join us. So we have a college in Greenville, South Carolina, North Greenville. We have 2 players joining us from there. And so we'll talk a little bit about those guys once they hop in with us. But Ryver, tell us about yourself, man. So you're 7 years old, and you play baseball. Why do you play baseball?
Because I like to catch outfield, and I like to play catcher and all that stuff, and it's just really fun.
Yeah. We put you in the catcher gear this year, so you're learning how to catch now, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell us why baseball's so fun. So I get that you like catching, but like, what's so fun about baseball?
To get runners out and run the bases and get exercise and all that.
Yeah.
Good answers. I like all those.
I do.
So much to do in the game of baseball.
It is.
That's right.
So does the game ever get too stressful for you?
No.
No.
It's always fun. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you must have a good coach over there, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't take the credit for that one. This kid's just built to play. I'll say that. So, but I'm not his only coach. So he's playing on 2 teams now. So, Ryver, you're playing. He's playing on a rec ball team, and you're also playing on a travel ball team too, right? Tell us where you're playing.
I'm playing for the Prospects and the D2 Angels.
Awesome. Look at Jen's shirt. You see Coach Jen's shirt?
Prospect baseball.
Look at there. She's representing your team.
My son played for the 9 and under team last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what's the difference between, so now you've played a tournament or two with your travel ball team and you've played a couple seasons now in rec ball. What's the difference between the two? I never played travel ball. What's the difference?
In travel ball, they throw the pitch harder and you have to gear up quickly and all that.
So it's a little faster paced, a little more intense.
Is it harder? Are all the teams like really good that you're playing against?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your first season of travel ball, right? So Bryson, what was your travel ball years like?
So I don't know, I make it sound like I'm old. I mean, I'm just 21. But when I was coming up through reg ball and stuff, you just played reg ball and then you either just did all-stars or you took the summer and just had fun until you were about 12. And hold on, what's the first year of kids pitch?
First year of kids pitch is 9U.
Okay, so 9.
Here it's 9U.
Here it's not. Okay, so then at the age of 10, once I got into kids pitch at 10, I started playing travel ball with some buddies, and I never really did the whole showcase stuff. I played travel ball, and then once I got into high school, I actually went to Legion ball. But I love travel ball. It's fun. Some of my best friends to this day were from Little League and travel ball, and all from the same area. We still talk. They come and see me, and I go and see them, and that's just kind of how we are. I say baseball made my family. So
yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, I love staying in hotel rooms and doing the whole hotel pool and order pizza after the games and stuff. That was the best.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't get into any trouble though, right?
We used to
River's on
call.
here, so no, I didn't.
Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't say that, but we used to prank call the rooms that we knew our teammates were in.
Yes.
Did you do that too, Bryson?
Of course.
That's so funny.
Of course. I mean, you have to do that.
You got to be taking notes here. So when you do your first travel ball out of town tournament, you got to prank call all the rooms around you. You just pick up. There's actually phones in there, and so you
That's
pick it up.
assuming there's still phones in there.
That's
I guess
right. I know.
I don't know.
And then you just dial like a hotel room. And Jen, what would he say?
Oh my gosh, you don't even want to know. We'd be say something like, we'd disguise our voice and say, "This is Mr. Smith from down the road, and your goat's in my yard."
You know what my favorite prank call was? So, and this sounds kind of corny, but we used to do this. And if my parents are listening, they're probably going to be mad at me. But yes, I did this. But calling and saying "Is your refrigerator running?" Have you heard this one? And then you better go catch it. That was big time back in the day. Bryson, I'm a little bit older than you are. You say you're older at what, 22?
21. I'm about to be 22. About to be 22.
I'm double your age. So anyway,
one of the things that we had a buddy. He had a little brother, so he was kind of our guinea pig for things. So we would tell him to get on the elevator, and I'll never forget. We were staying in the Embassy Suites, and I think we were in Charleston. And he got on the elevator and he decided we told him to press all the buttons, and the Embassy Suites are circular, so you can see the elevator. And so anytime somebody would get on somebody would get on the elevator, he would run off and we would just sit up at the top, just die and laugh.
Those were the good old days. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm the one standing outside that elevator, saying a bunch of bad words every time. It goes ding, ding, ding. All right, River. Hey, so a couple things, dude. What's your favorite memory so far of playing baseball in your 7 years of life? What's your favorite memory so far?
Hitting home runs.
Dude, I tell this to everybody, and Jace don't believe me. Jace plays with River, my son, and Jace don't believe I've never hit a home run before. And he thinks I'm telling him a story. But, dude, you've hit home runs, and I had never hit one. I don't even know what that feeling feels like. Bryson, you ever hit a home run?
I never hit a high school home run. I did in travel ball, but once it became a little longer, I was more of a slap the ball and go steal a base, not the long ball. No. The other two guys we have coming on, they'll be able to talk about a home run or two.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, dude, River, let me tell you what makes this kid special is we had him in for his first practice, and, every kid wants to play a particular base. And this kid was like, I'll play anywhere. And, some players get upset when you put them in certain positions, or parents get upset when you put them in certain positions because my baby don't belong in the outfield. I mean, that's, outfield matters. There's a T-shirt there. So Mark Paul is running out of those shirts because he makes fun of the travel ball moms because outfields, if your kid plays outfield, that's just terrible. But anyway, so River, like he was voluntary to go anywhere. And I'm going to tell you, like, we stuck that kid behind the plate, and I knew the day that we got to play catch together, he wanted to catch. And like, he's doing really good for a 7-year-old, putting him behind the plate. He's done great. And I'm going to tell you, every practice, warming up, he's like, Coach, where can I go? What can I go do to help? What can I go do? And I'm going to tell you, River, dude, as you get older, those are things that your coaches, and it won't always be me, but those are the things that your coaches are going to remember about you. So always be that person that puts that extra 105% into that practice, because that's what's going to make a big difference between you and all those other players that are trying to make the team. So, dude, thank you very much. And, dude, I wanted you on here just because, man, you're fun to have around. So,
I agree.
Awesome. Hey, River, we got you. It is.
And catching is the most fun position on the field. I promise you that.
Hey, River, ask Jen if she's ever caught before.
Yeah.
Catched.
You ever caught?
Catched.
I did. I caught in college. I was a fast pitch catcher at Gardner-Webb University.
Yeah. Remember that coach I was telling you that my co-host that used to catch? That's her. She could give you some catching lessons.
I would love to do that, actually.
Yeah.
So fun.
So who's your favorite?
You need some.
Hear that? I need some.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We all need some, River. We all need a little bit more practice. That's what, like, when everybody's ready to quit, you just need one more. One more.
Just one more.
When you're doing reps in the weight room, when you're running laps, one more. Just always remember that one more. Hey, do you watch Major League Baseball at all?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player?
Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones?
Old school. There you go.
I like it.
Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to watch him play?
Yes.
Yeah? What made you pick Chipper Jones?
He was really good, and he was just really good.
Yeah, he sure was. I remember, and this will tell you how old I am. I remember going to see Chipper Jones he was playing for the he was on a AAA team for the Braves. And I want to say, it was Richmond. And they were playing the Charlotte Knights. Yeah, and they were playing the Charlotte Knights. And this is the old stadium in Charlotte. But I remember seeing him play AAA ball there. My dad took us because he was getting a chance to play in AAA. So we got a chance to go watch him play. Awesome, dude. Hey, Chipper's a great one. He's still involved in the Braves, so keep an eye on him. He's a good dude. I haven't never got a chance to meet him, though, so I couldn't tell you that firsthand. Maybe we can do that one day.
Ooh,
awesome. Yeah. I know. Man, what if we had Chipper on? River, here's my promise to you. If we ever get Chipper Jones on our podcast, I'm going to let you come back on and interview him, okay?
Okay.
All right. You got to get ready for that one. So, but you got to help me get him here, though. You got to send him tell your mom to send him tweets and DMs and all that other stuff. I have no clue. Bryson can help us out with that, but TikToks or all that stuff. So awesome, dude. I know. All right. Well, we'll be right back. We'll be back with our 2 new guests, and River's going to stay with us, right, River?
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll be right back. Thank you, guys. All right, Bryson, we're back with your buds we just found out Bowling Springs. So these college boys that you know. So Bryson, I'm going to let you introduce these guys.
Yeah, so we got Dawson Taylor and John Michael Feld with us, and they're 2 of my really good friends. The story I was talking about earlier, I'm in a hotel. Dawson was there for that. So we go way back with both of these guys, played with them a lot better than I am, as you can see, or if you can see. John Mike has a shirt on that says that's their national championship shirt. They won a national championship last year in North Greenville, and they're 2 really, really good dudes. So how you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good, Bryson. We're glad to be here, baby.
Yes, sir. Doing pretty good. We appreciate you having us.
Yeah. So let's start with national championship. All right. So the University of North Greenville just won the national championship. Tell us about that. What division school is University of North Greenville considered?
So we are Division II.
Division II. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so who'd you guys play in the World Series? Does it go to the World Series?
Yes. So the way it works is just like the Division I, where you have a regional, a super regional, and then the World Series. But the World Series is held in Cary, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And so, we actually played a team called Point Loma, who is from California in the World Series.
Point Loma?
Point Loma.
Okay, gotcha.
That's it.
So, John Michael, you're the catcher, and Dawson, you're the pitcher, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, you guys are battery mates. So, you guys are from Bowling Springs. And just to tell you a little bit about our show is, so we built this show for youth baseball players. And so the idea of having you guys on is to be able to really help all of our listeners throughout the country understand what it takes to get to that level where you guys are at, and you know how much you have to dedicate of your life, your practice schedule, what you guys have been through, and getting to where you are now. Like, what is it taking? So let us know, man. So John Michael, I just like that John Michael because that makes me think of John Michael Montgomery. So I'm sure you don't ever get that, huh? So, dude, tell us about your journey in baseball, man. Where did you start out at, and what led you to this place?
So I actually grew up in a town called Lancaster, South Carolina.
Okay.
And I've been playing baseball since I was 3 or 4 years old. And you kind of attested to it. It takes a lot of time and dedication, hard work. But one thing that my parents did that may be different from other parents, or just maybe other people think a little differently. My parents never, when I was young, never let me play all year round.
Oh, okay.
And so they were always worried about that if I kept playing all year round, that I would eventually get burned out and kind of get tired of it and never want to play. So my dad always he would always give me a break in like maybe the fall or some in times like that. But which I thought was really good because, you know, it kept me excited and kept me wanting to play. Now, I always played like wiffle ball. I have a little brother. I'd play wiffle ball in the backyard with him, but just actual organized baseball, my dad always gave me a break, which I thought was really cool and really, really smart on his part, just to kind of keep me excited for the upcoming season.
Yeah, that makes perfect. So you mean to tell me if you didn't play baseball year round and your parents wasn't constantly on the road, like you could still win a national championship? Like, that's possible?
That's possible. That is possible.
Okay. I'm just, there's a lot. I think there's a bad misconception out there that if we don't keep these kids playing every single day, they're never going to make it to the big leagues. And I completely agree. That is kind of a misconception. I think a lot of kids think that they have to play every day, every week, every month of the year. And, you know, while it is good and I love baseball more than a lot of people. And so, you know, I probably wouldn't have minded playing every weekend, but having that time off, it does help. And it kind of gives you time to rest and gives your body time to rest. But also at the same time, it just keeps you antsy and excited for when that season does come around. You're not worn out, you're tired, and you're just excited to get out there and play. Well, there's
That's really good advice.
Yeah, there's a transition between the seasons then. Like, I watch kids now, and, you know, these kids will run, like, when you start in the spring, like, it's a year-round thing. So, I mean, we got spring ball that starts, and then All-Stars rolls into that, like, almost seamlessly. Like, sometimes we even have overlap between All-Star practice and ending our regular season. And then it carries into fall. And then we've got travel ball, we got summer tournaments, and there's a lot of people out there that says some of this stuff is unnecessary. And I'm glad we got you here to say, hey, you know what? Let's make it a big deal and make the season fun again. So
yes, sir, absolutely.
So
what other sports did you play?
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I played, which a lot of athletes do, but when I was younger, I played soccer, basketball, football, and things like that. But at a point in time, I think my dad got really tired of leaving a soccer game to drive to a baseball game. And so eventually my dad said, all right, we got to pick one and we got to stick with it. And so baseball, I had always loved baseball. I knew that's what I wanted to do and that's what I wanted to get into. So it was an easy decision for me. I'd say probably when I was about 12 or 13 years old, I quit playing everything else and just really focused on baseball, which a lot of people, I think, I know Dawson played football in high school, but, you know, baseball was always the one sport that I was really good at. So I just stuck with that and tried to get as good as I could at that.
So Jan and I have had a lot of conversations around, and we've had, you know, an MLB scout on the show, and that was his biggest message is, like, kids have got to play multiple sports. And because Like if you watch someone who, and we're actually planning on doing a complete episode just on this multi-sport athlete and what it can do for you. Just like I've watched some clips and some training videos, and like even playing basketball, your footwork, playing, offensive line, your footwork, like how to come off the ball correctly. And a lot of it is just being athletic. What sport do you think helped you the most, like transition the skills into baseball?
Oh, man. Maybe basketball. When I was really young, I really loved basketball, and I loved playing it. But once I got older and beefed up a little bit, I realized basketball probably wasn't going to be the one sport that I was going to be good at. But no, I loved playing basketball. It always kept me conditioned and running up and down the floor and the court. But and like you said, footwork and things that, there are a lot of other sports that, help with your athletic ability a lot better than baseball does. So sure. I completely agree with you on that. But I mean, I'd say basketball, but baseball has really kind of just been the one thing that I've kind of done my entire life.
Yeah. All right, Dawson, it's your turn, dude. So tell us a little bit about you.
I'm the complete opposite of John Mike.
Okay.
I played baseball year round pretty much sometimes in the fall I take off and just play football, but spring, summer, all-stars, me, Bryson, both those, we played about every sport we could until we were probably 9, 10 years old. And then we kind of would only play baseball in the spring and then run into the summer. But yeah, no, John Mike's a little different. He dialed it just into baseball whenever he was probably 12. And I kept playing football and basketball and then baseball, and played baseball in the summer. And I'd mix in, like, even in high school, I'd be having like football summer workouts while still traveling and going to play travel ball. So I was completely different, but luckily I'm not burnt out yet. So,
well, I think the variety though of having different sports though, like it's a change for your mind. Like your body is not set into the same routine. It's like you hear runners say all the time, like they run miles and miles every day and then they just stop losing weight. It's like your body, all of a sudden, your metabolism, everything gets adjusted. So by making your body do something different out of the routine, I think that's great for your body. Jen, you're the physical therapist. You would probably be able to tell me that better.
Well, I'm telling you, there's so much to be said for being more versatile and just being able to move in different planes. Baseball is sort of linear, like back and forth. You sprint, you throw. Now you get some rotation with batting, which is great. But if you compare that to like football or basketball or anything, it's much more linear than any other sport. So it's just important to get out of those movement patterns, especially like as you're going through your growth spurts, puberty, hitting the milestones in your life. Well, I mean, seriously, like. But
we're telling River about this. River, are you listening to us? You got to be focusing.
He's locked in.
He is locked in.
So it's just important that as our bodies change, like you said, you beefed up. So like you got to pick what your body is best at some point. If you're not 6'4", then it may not be in the cards for you to play basketball long term, or maybe even 6'8". It might not be in the cards for you to play for that long. So sometimes you got to pick based on your genetics, but you can still train for sport. Yeah, it's something that we're going to talk a lot about, and I'm excited about that episode coming up. Yeah. So you guys really prefaced it pretty well.
Yeah, dude, I think lacrosse didn't even exist, or I don't think it existed when I graduated in 96. I don't know. There's some of
the guys that play for Bowling Springs High right now, they go to the gym where I go, and they are big boys, and they are tough. So
that's like rugby, soccer, baseball. Hell, you can throw a bunch of different sports into that one. So
with little protection, like they don't have any. There's no pads.
Now, if I play cornhole in the off season, is that an extra? Is that good for me?
Please let it count.
Yes.
When I went to elementary school too, that was like a carnival game that we did, like the beanbag toss, and then people started taking it serious. So maybe we should come up with our own game. What's that, Jen?
It's professional now. You can play professional cornhole.
If you're ever up late at night, it's on ESPN. Like actually.
Well, and also, and we're getting totally off subject here, but like, have you seen those nets, the circle nets, and you bounce the ball and you got it's like slam ball, I think it's called
spike ball.
Spike ball.
We play it all the time.
That's professional sport too, apparently. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I guess we can just come up with our own professional sport. We just have to have a sponsor, I guess.
But I tell you what, back to what Dawson was saying about playing multiple sports. I mean, you want to talk about like growing up, we played together, we played baseball together, we played football together. And then I decided that, hey, I'm not getting any bigger. Football's probably not it for me, or I may end up in a lot of with medical bills. So I let Dawson keep that going. But I mean, Dawson was one heck of a quarterback as well as a outfielder and pitcher utility guy in high school. I mean, the dedication that he showed and John Mike just with baseball, but the dedication that they show is the reason that while they're sitting there in shirts to say national champions now. I mean, those were guys that worked every day at something. And even if it was just working mentally at something, like it didn't have to be on the field. You don't always have to be doing something on the field, thinking about things. And those two dudes for sure, they did that.
So right now, the two of you guys, how much film and tape do you guys watch? Like, do you guys watch a lot of tape and like the mental side of the game and preparing for games?
Usually, I mean, we kind of do more like we do like one-on-one stuff with our coaches with like small videos like hitters do, especially like John Mike does. But as like watching film on like other teams and stuff like that, we've done it some like late in the playoffs, like whenever we're going to face like their ace or whatever it is. Like we'll watch film and like hitters will like try to figure out like his tendencies and stuff like that. But one-on-one is probably the most like film our hitters do and like our pitchers do is like we'll have somebody with a camera watching our like my bullpen or like his batting practice, something like that. And we'll kind of break it down like here and there.
So River, we're going to get you involved now. So River's a young catcher. So he put on the pads and got behind the plate for the first time here, I guess about a month and a half ago. What advice do you guys have for River being 7 years old? And this dude's a baller. So like what advice do you have for him to get ready?
So I started catching when I was about 9 or 10 years old. And, the first time I did it, I think I was scared out of my mind. I had always played like shortstop when I was young. And then all of a sudden I had a coach who told me, he said, hey, you're catching the entire year this year. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it like blew my mind. I never even thought about catching or anything like that. And then we get out to our first day of practice, and instead of taking ground balls, I was just standing there beside the coach, just catching the balls and tossing to him. So I actually liked it a little bit. But the one thing that I would tell him is that catching is something that you've got to love. That's something that when you're behind the plate, the older and older you get, the more work you have to put into it. There's always something to be doing. I mean, every day at practice, and Dawson can attest to this, but every day at practice, our catching core, we have our routine that we do every day. We have the pitching machine that we receive off of every day and then block off of and do different types of footwork, different types of drills. And it's the position on the baseball field that you get beat up a little bit. So, and you just have to love it. You have to love every minute of it. And so that's the one thing that I would say.
River, do you like it so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. We put you in front of the plate in front of a couple runners. Has it crossed your mind yet that this dude might run into you?
No.
No? I bet John Michael's had a collision or two to happen on the plate.
I have had a few people try and lower their shoulder at me, but they luckily, when I kind of got into it at the higher levels, they've kind of taken that rule out now to where if you do lower your shoulder and go at the catcher or something, then I think they eject you from the game like right then and there. So
what do I do? So if I'm a runner, and I think the rule is, MLB as well. But if I'm a runner, I've seen the videos of, the dives over the catcher. Is that my only avenue now? Because I can't run outside the baseline.
Yeah, I would say so. Maybe unless you try and put a stabby slide around the base path. I'm not athletic enough to do that. So if I'm out, I just kind of give myself up and I don't worry about it. But no, yeah, they've changed that rule, so that kind of protects me, I guess, a little bit. But
yeah.
But now it also leads into John Mike having to practice with more stuff on when he's receiving the ball from the outfield or the cutoff, because now there's rules where catchers can't block the plate anymore either. So,
okay.
Yeah, catchers can't block the plate anymore either. So that also comes into play. That way the runner still has a little bit of a lane.
So it's almost like center in basketball and you can't stay in the paint. Like you got 5-second rule. You got to rotate.
Yeah. So, that's also got to, just like we were talking, like Rivers, like John Michael's just telling you, there's always something new to learn behind the plate. That's for sure.
That's absolutely right.
So, Dawson, what's your favorite pitch, man? What's your best pitch?
Well, I say my fastball.
Yeah,
I knew that was coming.
What's the radar gun saying?
Oh, it's like 92, 94 on a good day.
With good control, I assume, huh? That's your favorite?
Here and there. Some bad days, some good days, but it's part of it.
Y'all ever dealt with injuries?
Actually, John Mike just had a recent one, but I had labrum surgery in high school on my shoulder.
Wow.
I think mine and Bryson's junior year, throwing from the outfield, and then my freshman year here at North Greenville, I tore my UCL on like my third outing as a freshman. So I've had both of them. So
okay, is that Tommy John? Is that
yes, ma'am?
thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who is Tommy John?
I believe he's the surgeon that came up with the surgery to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the one that first successfully fixed it. Somebody like Dawson was saying, he had both arm injuries, but somebody like him, he played baseball year round. He was also a quarterback, so it was one of those things. It's like it wasn't because he wasn't trying to take care of himself. It's just sooner or later you play a lot of sports like that, and things are going to happen.
Yeah, for real. So this leads me into the question. And so not just for River, but for all the coaches out there. So you guys are world champions, and we're going to use that phrase because that's pretty awesome. We got world champions on here. So, but now let's say I got a new pitcher. What do I need to be working on with a new pitcher? Because we start kid pitch here at 9U. And believe it or not, guys, there's some leagues in this country, they start kid pitch at like 6U. So it's crazy. So if I'm coach, do I want to focus on that curveball because every kid wants to throw a curveball? Like, what do I focus on, and how do I get good?
I would say even at the level we're at now, the biggest thing, like our coach Landon Powell always tells our pitchers every year, new guys and returners, you're not going to throw for North Greenville or I'm sure any team if you can't throw a strike, and that's with your fastball. Most important strike one, so I would just say the biggest thing is being able to command your fastball and be able to put it where you want it. And then after you get there, you can throw a curveball if you got a good one or something like that. But I would say fastball command is probably the most important thing that we preach here at North Greenville. And pretty much anywhere. Being able to throw a fastball for a strike is going to be like your bread and butter growing up for sure.
Right. I know that's sort of we hear it. I hear it from coaches. Some of the coaches throughout there I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Coach Ballgame, but he talks we don't want to hear anything because if you can't throw a fastball for a strike at 9 years old and 10 years old, you're sure not going to be able to throw it when you're 18. So you better work on that pitch now. So
we actually had a coach.
No, go ahead.
We actually had a coach in high school, our pitching coach. Dawson had a great curveball by the time we were getting older, but when you're on JV, where we went to high school, and the pitching coach at the time, you didn't throw a curveball. It was fastball changeup because he was going to make sure there was very few people that he would let throw a curveball on JV because he was going to make sure you knew you had to command a fastball and you had to command a changeup to be able to get to that point and let your arm develop and all those things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What about a knuckleball? Any of the knuckleballers out there today?
I haven't seen one. I don't.
It's few and far between, that's for sure.
Yeah.
River, do you know what knuckleball is?
No.
Hard throw.
It is.
Hopefully you'll never have to catch somebody that throws one either.
That's right.
Jim, what's knuckleball like? Is there a knuckleball in softball?
There is. There's a knuckleball changeup, yeah. And if you get a pitcher that can throw it just right, it just comes at you like that.
So how do you hold it? Is it, because a changeup, you're crossing over your index and your thumb.
Like the one finger. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's like the one finger. And it's a skill. It's definitely a skill that has to be taught, practiced over and over and over.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a few weeks when we get to our softball episode because we may have a few pitchers on with us. So, well, very cool. Hey, so we got a bunch of coaches out there. Any topics that we haven't talked about yet, John Michael and Dawson, what would you tell the kids right now that say, their dream right now is to be in the major league and, everybody's watching Aaron Judge right now and seeing everything that he does. Give us some advice as to what you'd tell every kid out there right now.
So my advice for a lot of kids right now is going kind of based off of what you said. A lot of people watching Aaron Judge, a lot of kids watch the Major League Baseball. And, those guys have worked countless number of days, countless number of hours to get where they are. And, I see a lot of kids nowadays that kind of try and imitate those guys at such a young age, which I think is crazy because, you see like infielders in the big leagues taking ground balls and sidearm throwing them to first base like it's nothing. And then you go look and you see a 10-year-old trying to do the same thing. But I would just say keep working hard. It's like there's so much to learn in the game of baseball. I've been doing it for 20 years, and there's still so much that I learn each and every day. So always going to practice with an open mind and try and learn something new every day.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I think that's what gets lost. I've told my son because he's very hard on himself. And I'm like, look, dude, the major leaguers, they hit, they throw, they catch, and they run. Like, that's the 4 things. And they just have spent their entire lives on focusing on get better at those 4 things. Like, they're not doing something crazy, ridiculous that you can't do. It's just they've spent so much time. And I think, like you said, though, you see kids trying to duplicate like the throwing motions, the batting stance, and like it's just not doing some of those kids justice.
Yeah, and you got to learn what works for you, and you got to kind of go with that and keep working on that. And so that's the biggest thing that I would say. In baseball, it's such a weird game. It's a game of failure. There'll be a lot of times, especially if you're a young kid right now and you plan on playing this game for a long time, you're going to fail so much. And so that's just something that you can't let get to you, and you got to accept it and, take that failure and continue to strive and get better.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, something that makes John Mike so good is when I played with him back in the day, I was one that didn't always understand that, baseball is a game of failure and I am going to fail. And John Mike was always an even kill guy. Like, he never got too high, never got too low. And that's what makes good baseball players.
That's awesome. So did he help you out when you'd get down?
He would, or he would help me out, or he would make sure that I understood that quit doing that nonsense in the nicest way possible.
Hey, see, River, that's why you need friends, buddy, because when you have a rough day, you have a rough game, because every single person has them.
That's right.
You got to have somebody to turn to, because I think we recorded last night, and I said this, last night, and sorry for all the listeners that we repeat certain things, but I think it's always important to say some things over and over. Is, like you said, it's a game of failure. If you're going to be in the Hall of Fame, you're signing up to say, I'm going to get out 7 times out of 10. If you get a hit 3 times out of 10, River, there's a good shot, buddy, you're going to be in Canton. Wait a minute, I said Canton. It's not Canton. I'm thinking NFL. Where's the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame?
Cooperstown.
Yeah. It's Cooperstown. I said Kent. I'm in football mode. It's football season. So, hey, all right. So Bryson said you guys have hit some home runs. Who's hit the most home runs?
This guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
What was the very first one like?
Dawson quit hitting high school, so.
Yeah. What was the first home run like, man?
The first home run. So I can tell you a funny story. So my very first home run, I was playing Little League, and I was playing off. It was machine pitch.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where this came from or what, but I always had great coaches growing up, and I was very fortunate to have a lot of good coaches that knew what they were talking about. And I'll never forget, we were playing machine pitch, and my coach called time before I went up to hit, and he came up to me kind of on the on-deck circle, and he looked at me, and he pulled out a $20 bill, and he said, I'll give you $20 if you hit a home run here.
No pressure.
And I go up to the plate, and I hit my first home run, and a feeling that you'll never forget. That's for sure. And anyways, but after the game, the coach gave me the $20, and I was so excited. My parents were going crazy. They tried to find the ball, and they went and found it. I remember getting in the car and the coach coming up to my dad, and we were talking there, and the coach looked at my dad and said, hey, can I get that $20 back? I need to go eat. And I looked at him. I looked at him. I said, "There ain't no way you're getting this $20 back." And he just laughed, and I kept it.
Dude, you got it framed. You should have framed it.
I don't know if I framed it. I probably went out and spent it. That's probably what I did.
Man, that's awesome.
Really funny story, but it's a feeling that never goes away. So no matter how many you hit or how people say you get used to it, that's crazy. I've hit a lot of home runs, and every time I hit one, it's the same feeling of just an adrenaline rush shoots through your body.
Yeah.
As we got older, I wasn't able to trot all the way around, but I would be on base for these two to come up behind me, and they allowed me to trot some. I didn't get to trot starting at the plate. I would trot starting to second base, and one of these two would be able.
When you started, I thought you were going to say you wasn't able to trot around the bases because you couldn't make it or something. And I was like, well, what?
Oh, no.
You just couldn't start from home. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't hitting home runs. They were behind me to bring me in.
Hey, tell us something we don't know about Bryson. Bryson's new to us. So you guys tell us something we don't know about Bryson.
I've known Bryson since I think me and Bryson were in the same K-5 class, maybe, or first grade class. And me and him grew up together. So me and him have been best friends for 20 years. I would say something y'all probably don't know about Bryson is it doesn't matter if it's baseball, if it's any game, if it's who can eat the fastest, who can write a paper the fastest. Bryson's going to try his hardest to beat you in every single thing he does. And he's going to make sure if he does, you're going to know that he beats you fair and square. And if you don't, and if somehow he loses, he might be the biggest sore loser I've ever met in my life. I love him though. I love Bryson. He's a very competitive guy, and he really cares about what he does, and his passion is something that is honestly impressive. That the stuff he does, even though he's not playing the game anymore, he's still like doing podcasts like this and doing anything he can just to be around the game of baseball, which is what some people kind of don't really like. You hardly ever see that now. Like once people stop playing, they get out of it because they don't want to be around it. But now Bryson's got a great heart for it, and it's something that I enjoy watching for sure.
That's what you got to do. You have to love the game. Like Bryson, with all the failure, sounds like you had. I was king of failure when it came to that stuff. So you still got to love the game. And that's what gets you through all those bad times and those moments of failure. You got to love the game. All right. So what's next for you two? So you guys are about to finish up. You're in your last season now at University of North Greenville. So what's next for you two?
I think we're going to play out this year. We got a really good team this year. And we got a chance to be there at the end again. So, not a lot of teams can say that right now at the position that we're at, that we've got enough talent to be there. But we're really excited. I know I'm going to finish. This will be my last year, so I'm going to try and enjoy every minute of it. And then once this year's over, hopefully we'll kind of move on and keep playing the game and see what's next for me.
Awesome. Well, good luck, guys.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. I know you guys have worked a long time, and it's a hard game. And man, congratulations to you two for being champions. That's something. We see banners all the time where travel ball teams have won a banner and they got it printed up at the local store. And man, you got something to tell your grandkids about there, dude. So. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Last question I got for you, and Bryson, we're going to include you in on this one too. So,
all right,
Jen, we still never got yours, and you know where I'm going with it. So, maybe we're just saving yours for
put on the softball podcast. How about that?
Okay. All right. Here's the hard question, River. River, we're going to let you go first. Okay. All right. What's your favorite walk-up song when you're at the bat?
Crazy Train.
Crazy Train. There we go, by Ozzy Osbourne. That's why I love this kid.
Wow.
It's a good one.
It is. All right. Bryson, what's yours?
So nowadays, I'd probably have to say God's Country. It's a good one. I've seen some guys use it in college, and the crowd gets going a little bit. You go up there, get a little swagger about you. But normally it's a dude that's probably has a chance to hit a bomb. So you like seeing it. You like hearing that song. We had a guy use it.
If you hear God's Country, you're expecting like bombs to be hit.
I've seen two people have it, and both of them were two of the biggest home run hitters I've seen in college baseball. So that's kind of what comes to my head.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Like the songs carry certain weight. My son used God's Country last season, but he used the rock and roll version from a group called State of Mind. So they do same lyrics. They just recompose the songs into heavy metal kind of. It's pretty awesome. So we're heavy metal people here. So, and some country. So, all right, John, Michael, and Dawson, what's yours? John, Michael, you can go first.
I'm going to go completely opposite from where y'all have gone.
Okay.
I've had the same walkout song for 4 years. This will be my fifth. And maybe it's more of a superstition thing than anything. But my walkout song for the last 4 years has been the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, wow.
That's classic. I don't know what it is about it, but it kind of slows me down. It kind of calms me down, and I just enjoy listening to it when I walk up to the plate. So,
dude, I think if I was in the crowd and I heard that song go off, I'd have to come up out of my seat for that one. That'd catch me off guard.
Make me pay attention.
Yeah.
Hey, exactly. That's the point.
That's right. All right, Dawson. You guys have DHs, I guess, now, right?
Yeah. I don't do none of that, though. I just pitch. But the walkout song I used last year was some Cody Johnson, Welcome to the Show.
There we go.
I guess that's a good one that gets me fired up to go out there. So
I could have almost guessed. I can hear a little Cody Johnson in your voice. So you got that country twang. I mean, people say I have it too, but you know what? It's okay. Awesome. Jen hadn't given us hers yet. See, I'd go more towards the Guns N' Roses. I may have to pull out like even some Vanilla Ice, Ice Baby. Like, again, I'm an 80s baby, so you hear that, like that might get you up and going. So look at Jen laughing at me.
I like how you right there. That was kind of cool.
Oh, I did? Oh, yeah. Every once in a while I can do something. But all right, guys. Hey, thank you very much for coming and hanging out with us. We're definitely going to pay attention to the University of North Greenville this year, so we may have to have you guys back on to give us some updates as to how you guys' season's going. Because it'd be cool to follow you guys through the process of the season and hear what's going on inside the locker room. So thank you guys very much for coming on.
River's got a question.
Oh, River, what's your question, bud?
So, John Michael, how do your knees feel after catching for years? And also, what team would you like to play for if you always make it to the bigs?
That's great.
Okay.
Dude, best question yet.
Yep, 2 great questions, that's for sure. So my knees have always been sore, I guess you could say, the older I've gotten, but I've never really had like crazy knee problems until this past year. This past year, I tore my meniscus in my knee. But I've actually I had surgery and rehab, and I feel great now. But that is something that kind of, the years and years and the wear and tear on your body catching, that's something that kind of comes with it. So that's kind of my point earlier when I said you have to love it and you have to know what you're getting into. That's kind of, that's what comes with it. So, but that's a great question. And then if I could play for anybody, I would definitely say I've been a Yankees fan my entire life. So I'd want to go play in the Bronx, and I'd want to go play with Aaron Judge. That's for sure.
What do you think about that, River? That was a great question,
River.
What do you think?
I just think that would be cool for them to make it to the big leagues, and just it would be cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, you get to suit up in Yankee Stadium, man. That'd be a pretty big deal. Hey, and if you do that, you better not forget about us, all right? Like this little bitty old podcast. So you said it here first. So
we're getting tickets. I'll make a way. We're getting tickets.
Hey, do you use knee savers?
I do not. Not. I've thought about it the past couple of years, but no, I've never used them. I don't know why. But I've never used them.
So are you in the traditional? Are you in the traditional squat stance behind the plate, or are you like, because it's changing these days? Like you got guys sort of putting a leg out now on the side, like.
Yeah, so when it all depends on if runners are on base or if there's 2 strikes or things like that. But I always catch when nobody's on base and there's less than 2 strikes, I catch on a knee to try and kind of save the legs a little bit. But, when runners get on base and there's 2 strikes or things like that, I'm always, up and ready to kind of move and block and do what I have to do. So,
what's your pop time? You got a pop time?
The last pop time I had was a 1.92.
Wow. That sounds fast. What's good? Yeah.
If you're anywhere from a 2 flat or below, you're doing something right.
Nah, I'm going to tell you, catching is like, it's the most magical position, I feel like. Because when I was growing up, there was Benito Santiago, we had Ivan Rodriguez. We had those catchers that were throwing from their knees. You ever threw a runner out from your knees?
I might have tried. I don't know if I don't know if I have.
That was always. Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about, and that it is. It's catching's it's a crazy position, and there's so much that goes on that not a lot of people realize with having to learn hitters and know what pitches to call and kind of controlling the game and things like that. So that's stuff you'll learn when you get older, and it's a crazy position, but there's a lot of rewards that come with it.
Yeah. So River, dude, as you progress and you catch more and more, your mind and you've got to be really smart about the game, because you hear John Michael, like, he's calling pitches. And so he's controlling the game from behind the plate. So now it just leads me to another question, and I apologize for keeping you guys, but Dawson, so when he calls a pitch you don't like and he tells you he wants this crazy knuckleball or whatever, how do you shake him off? Like, you ever had that? Like, he had to come out to the plate, he had to come out to the mound just because he didn't like what was going on?
No, I don't think so. I've been throwing to John Mike since I was a freshman in high school, and then we came and played here together. So we kind of know we're both on the same page pretty much all the time. So sometimes in the game, he can just sit there and just put his glove up, and we both kind of just know what I'm about to throw. Okay. We've actually done kind of funny, but no, I he definitely plays the part in the catcher's role, and it's something where every guy on the field's looking at him every single pitch, and him being a leader, like on our team and stuff like that, it's definitely a confidence booster knowing that your catcher is going to give you everything he's got every time. It's something that I do enjoy. I enjoy it a lot, actually. He does a great job for us. So that's awesome. And look, River, I'm gonna tell you, as you get older, dude, you got to have good relationships with your pitchers, because you don't want a pitcher wanting you to call certain pitches and they may not be any good at that pitch. So you may have to walk out to the mound and say, "Look, dude, suck it up. I need you to throw this down the middle." All right, we ain't doing the fancy stuff today. We're just gonna strike them out. So, all right. Hey, guys, thank you so much. It's a Monday afternoon, River. I'm pretty sure we got you up past your bedtime or close to it, buddy. But thank you for hanging out with us, man. I hope you learned something. And John Michael and Dawson, thank you guys for taking time out. I know it's your busy schedule, and just it's time to be probably chilling and watching some Monday Night Football. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. So, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate y'all having us.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. And we've got plenty more episodes coming. We still are in the process, and I think we've locked down our softball special episode date. We're planning to be recording October the 6th. Usually that episode takes about a week to produce. So we're planning for the week after. So again, Bella Dayton's going to be on with us. We're going to have 4 girls from Coach Steinbach in New Jersey will be joining us. And then we'll have a couple local players. And we have who's our coach that's joining with us, Jen?
She's the USC Upstate softball pitching coach, Tanya.
The last name sort of faded out. What was the name?
Tanya Metters.
Tanya Metters, yeah. So we're going to have a pitching coach. And we'll have a lot of education and knowledge on that call. So make sure to check that call out with us. And until then, make sure to share to all your friends and family. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Bryson, did I leave any out?
No, it's all on social media platforms. You got it.
Did I say Instagram? I don't know.
You did.
All right. Hey, guys, until then, we'll catch you on the slide.
Thanks for listening to the Slide Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. In the meantime, stay connected with Coach Jen and Aaron on Instagram at The Slide Podcast Show, on Facebook at The Slide Podcast, and the Facebook private group, The SLIDE Podcast. Until next time.